Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and I just got back from the new film John Carter. John Carter is about a man named John Carter who has died and asked his nephew to come and read his journals that he has left that are about his travels to Mars, in which he finds a secret doorway on Earth to Mars, or I guess as the people who live on Mars call it, Barsoon. He meets Tars Takis, who takes him in with the Tarks, and he becomes a Tark warrior in the war against all this stuff. I was very excited for John Carter because I do like Andrew Stanton. I think he's a good director. It's kind of a big epic story, and maybe it was too much for a first-time director to do. Or not that Andrew Stanton's completely new, because he's not, but he's never really done a live-action film before, and I feel like there's just too much going on. It felt like I was watching Dune or The Golden Compass or Willow. It didn't have that epic feel it needed to, because this is a big epic story. I mean, he's going from a portal to Mars to fight the Tarks and like get back Mars from this bad guy who's sucking the energy somehow of Mars, which that wasn't very properly explained. I wanted to get wrapped up in this world. Like, as I was a kid, I was kind of a dork and I like sci-fi stuff, and I kind of wanted to see a cool big sci-fi epic movie. And this movie, I mean, it still felt like, you know, I was seeing Dragonheart. No one else in middle school really wanted to see it, and in this case, I would say rightfully so, because it's just not very epic about it. It needed more David Lean and less Clash of the Titans. And I saw this on IMAX in 3D. I love that theater. Didn't even use that screen very well. It just felt like a lot of it was just kind of chaotic, almost like 4:3 video game images. I mean, I like Taylor Kitsch. I liked him a lot in Friday Night Lights. I felt kind of underwhelmed by his performance, although when you think about it, and he's like kind of the only real person in any of these scenes, he's actually doing pretty well. And his involvement with the Princess of Mars, this other thing going on in this other city, which doesn't really make sense because the kid's reading the book from John Carter's perspective, yet it Brait's perspective a couple of times, and I'm wondering, so is that in the book, or did he just assume that was going on or something? I mean, I kind of wish it would have stayed in a certain perspective. It probably would have been a little more fun and a little easier to get into, but the shifting perspective seemed a little odd because someone's just reading a tale of his adventures on Barsoon. The city of Helium and how they need to save it, and this Princess of Mars who he kind of falls in love with. And all the Mars people, the human Mars people, they had like these henna tattoos on them, which I didn't really understand at all. I thought that looked cheesy. The art direction I thought was lacking, even though I thought they built a lot of sets for this movie. That's what I had heard, and I was excited to see that. It just like, it was, some of the cinematography opened up a lot of those sets and made them nice, and there are certainly nice set pieces in this, but there just wasn't enough good art direction to really go around. I think also this movie needed a strong cinematographer. I mean, some of the shots were fairly nice, but it's like it really needed a master cinematographer to do this. When you look at an epic sci-fi movie like Star Wars in 2001, people left that movie going, wow, that was amazing. And I don't think you'd ever leave John Carter going, wow, that was amazing. You go, oh, well, that was a pleasant time. But that's where this really falls short. This movie needs the wow factor to it. It really needs to engage you and be like, oh my god, those are the most amazing special effects. But I didn't really feel that through a lot of it. Andrew Stanton, to go from animation to live action or live action to animation, a lot of directors become basically a different director with the different format, which I never really liked that much. I like it more when like people like Wes Anderson and Tim Burton and Brad Bird, you can feel their personality just as much in when they do animation or they do live action. And I kind of was hoping Andrew Stanton would be like that, but instead he feels kind of bland. I mean, there's nothing to set him apart from an average like Clash of the Titans or Underworld director for me in this. I really love WALL-E and Finding Nemo, and this is by far like the worst of his films, and it's kind of unfortunate because it also has the least amount of his personality in it that I got so much from those other films. I'm a little torn because I want to like a big sci-fi epic that's different and kind of like has sword play and is fun and has a mythology to it. This isn't the movie that we all secretly want it to be. You know, there's no amazing shots that they're not showing you in the trailers. It wasn't really that fun. I mean, I kind of felt bored in the IMAX. John Carter is a lot like life. There's a lot of potential there, but ultimately it's just a big disappointment. So if you have seen John Carter and you would like to talk about it, then comment below in the comments and subscribe if you would like to.